Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Saturday, December 3rd, and the day adds up and reduces to the number 3 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So the number 3 energy is tripled because the month is the 12th and 1 plus 2 is 3. The day is the 3rd and the overall energy adds up and reduced to the number 3 vibration. So the number 3 brings a creative, expressive, and childlike energy. And when I look at the chart, the moon is finally being positively aspected both ways. And the moon reflects our inner world and our inner conversation. On this day, Neptune goes direct. Neptune energy is dreamy energy. Neptune energy is manifesting energy. When I think of Neptune energy, this is where we can project into our reality and manifest great things because a dream is a blueprint to reality. Or Neptune energy could be where we delude ourselves, deceive ourselves. Because over the years, I've learned that no one can manipulate me or lie to me without my permission. In every situation where I was manipulated or lied to, I had something to gain from it. There was a reason why I needed to see truth in that person or situation. And sometimes our reasons are way more simpler than we can imagine. It could be a family member, a loved one, where you want to believe that you guys have that kind of connection when you really don't. And they lie and deceive, and the whole time they're lying and deceiving, you're participating by projecting and running your ideal movie, and they're playing along with the movie. And then something happens and they step out of character or something shifts and you get a glimpse of the reality. It's like, oh, they deceived me, but not without our permission. And that's why I say you are the most powerful person that you know, because only you can create your reality. Like, you guys. But with the day associated with Saturn energy, Saturn is in the sign of Aquarius, and Saturn's positively aspecting Mercury, Venus in Sagittarius, and Mars in Gemini. So when I look at the positive aspects being made to Saturn, when I look at Mercury conjunct Venus positively aspecting Saturn, this brings me to our mind and conversations, being focused on how we can take care of ourselves and advance humanity, but do it through education. And of course, education is extremely important. But like I've said before, make sure you're educating yourself on something that speaks to your truth, speaks to your heart, speaks to your soul, and not on the hamster wheel, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, which is the same definition of insanity. Saturn is positively aspecting Mars in Gemini. Saturn in Aquarius is creating restrictions when it comes to humanity and breaking down certain structures in order to create freedom. And with it positively aspecting Mars and Gemini, this is where we value our community, we value each other, and we value information and communication. But of course, Mars is in retrograde, so we're reflecting on our family members, our community, our motivation when it comes to these things, where we're giving our energy and attention to. The moon is in Aries, and the moon is positively aspecting Mars in Gemini. So our inner world feels good when it comes to, say, our motivation to communicate about things that are quick, straight to the point, and not getting so in depth. when it comes to certain things. The moon is also positively aspecting Sun, Venus, Mercury in Sagittarius, which tells me that the moon is in a place where it just wants to quick fun, quick light social energy. And that makes sense with the number 3 vibration and the day associating with the number 3, because the number 3 energy, like Sag and Gemini energy, is not the kind of energy that enjoys routine, repetition, or anything that's mundane or boring. With the number 3 energy, like Sag energy, Gemini energy, if you want to have these people in your life associated with these energies, the best thing is to not try to hold on to them. And the best thing is to have your own life and make yourself more unique by educating yourself, learning new things. When I say educating yourself, I don't mean, oh, be some serious scholar, but it's following your curiosity, allowing yourself to be curious. Because like the t-shirt that I have on the intro of this video, Curiosity Freed the Cat, curiosity freed me. In society, those who create the rules or try to get us to see things the way they want us to see things like to make curious people look bad, when in all reality, that's to control you. Because if you're curious, you're going to question your way out of something and solve some problems, because that 3 energy is problem solving energy. But at the same time, with that 3 energy, this energy could be impulsive and inconsistent. But at the same time, that's what ties into the resourcefulness and the originality and authenticity of the number 3. So the same thing that will frustrate you about an energy is also what makes that energy amazing. But when I think of the 3 aspects of the day and Saturn, the day being ruled by Saturn, when I think of those energies combined, I could see, say, the oil and water aspect, because Saturn energy deals with time. Saturn energy is that father figure, that mother figure, that authority, the one who governs or runs the family type of vibe. And the number 3 is the child. This is the energy that doesn't want to hear it, that's going to do what it wants to do anyways. So when it comes to the overall energies within the day, I get the feeling of it doesn't feel challenging, even though there's a big T-square happening within the day, and the moon is being squared by Pluto. So with the moon being squared by Pluto, Pluto deals with death and rebirth, and the moon is in a place where it doesn't want to transform. It doesn't want to take anything seriously. Doesn't want to take anything serious. So it makes me think of Saturn, authority, and then the number 3 energy, which is the child, and the child not wanting to hear what the adult has to say or what the authorities have to say. And I think of the moon in Aries, which is Aries is like that impulsive childlike energy. But what's coming to mind is the saying, a hard head makes a soft ass type of vibe. So when it comes to the energies within this day, something about being a little bit reckless and rebelling for the sake of rebelling is something that some people might be faced with or experience. And to me, rebelling for the sake of rebelling is dangerous, where I think it's important to rebel because you've reflected and assess the situation at hand and see why it doesn't work for you. And then you rebel, which will be innovative, where you come up with a new solution and solve a problem. When it comes to the energies in the day, the spirit animal that would be beneficial is the otter energy. And when it comes to the otter energy, when I look at the otter energy, I always look at how serious the otter looks to me on this card. And the otter energy, when I think of otter, I always go back to this visual that I saw on like a National Geographic video about the otter and how they mate and how aggressive it might seem. And it just brings me to the thought process of what might be normal to one is not normal to someone else. And when I think of the energies within this day and the day associated with Saturn and how Saturn is an authoritative energy, but Saturn is a type of energy that encourages us to become our own authority. And I think of the number 3 energy, which is creative, it's expressive, it's authentic, but it's too inconsistent to build something. So this is where a person feels like the grass is always greener somewhere else, so they never commit to something else to fully see it through. So when I think of the overall energies of the day and how to make the most of the energies within the day, is to ask yourself a few questions. And the few questions that would be beneficial to ask yourself is, how could you become the authority of your own life? Are you the authority in your own life? Are you playing main character in your own life? Number 1, are you playing main character in your own life? And if you're not playing main character in your life, what ways can you do better with playing the main character in your own life? And the last thing, are you allowing yourself to be free and authentic? Or are you trying to mold yourself to something that you once saw, or something that you feel others will appreciate and celebrate more? And if that's the case, then of course you're not being the main character if you're trying to imitate someone else's reality. When their reality is already taken, yours is what's available. When it comes to the otter energy, my mind goes to seeing the otter mating and how one looks like it's abusing the other in the mating process. And when I think of that image that's in my mind with the otter energy, and you could share in the comments too other facts or ideas or what comes to mind when you think of otter energy associated with this day. When it comes to the otter energy, it just brings in thought the importance of knowing what works for you, and knowing what works for you, and knowing that what works for you doesn't have to work for anyone else, and being okay with that, because that's where Saturn energy is misunderstood. And Saturn energy will continue to create challenges in wherever your chart it is if you're not being authentic and true to yourself. So in what ways do you need to be more authentic and true to yourself? And on the otter card too, I like how the otter is looking in the future. So when it comes to, say, your life and your future, what ways can you be more of the main character in your own reality and be unapologetically the main character in your own reality? You guys, we're at the end, and always a pleasure as usual. If you'd like to book a tarot card or natal chart reading, the link is in the description box below. You can support the channel by becoming a member on Patreon. The link for that is in the description box below. If you're still here with me, I'd love to hear about it. Please let me know by dropping me a yellow heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.